I have had a very long and almost storied history of saying I love LA Noire. I love The Witcher 3. I love games about investigating. I love games where you're asked questions and your main goal is to say, okay, this contradicts that, I need to figure out what to do, I need to go here, I need to feel like... It feels like you're the one deciding, is my point. I love those kind of games, and I love the feeling that they give me. They give me this sense of, yes, I can get someone out of a bad situation. And it's kind of a power fantasy, but without the whole being handed a gun thing that America does with their cops. So I didn't know anything about a game called Orwell. I'd heard of it. I'd heard that, this is a game, and that's it. And I knew that it was to do with 1984 and George Orwell's book called 1984, with all of the, look, Big Brother, And I was a little trepidatious. I was curious what the game was, but I didn't want to go, I'll play that, I'll definitely play that. And then it appeared on Humble Bundle for free yesterday, and I do mean yesterday. As of this moment, there are still roughly 24 minus 3, 21 hours left for you to pick the game up, providing that, it's within the first 21 hours of the video going up. But still, Orwell is one of those games that I just said. It's an investigative, story-driven thing. And it's all based on the theory, or the book, with the theory that the government will try to go, cameras, let's do that, let's be invasive, let's try to spy on everyone. And not to spoil the point of the book, but it's not very happy about the whole, yes, we're spying on people. It gives a essence of, yeah, you see that? That's a bad idea. Orwell, the game, it does the same. It gives you an essence of, okay, here is a situation of someone in a police state where they could be profiled as the bad guy. Now, I don't want to spoil the game so far as I've played, but that first case, that first day in game, is very good. I just finished streaming the first part of the story, and this, as you're seeing it, is a part of that. And it was just fun. It was just ridiculously fun having a boss, just a person over the top of me saying, yes, this is how the world works. We're very invasive. Be scared, be very afraid. And you can understand why people may be a little angry at that. So, why do I want to say, yeah, you should really pick up Orwell? Because in that 2 hours, I lost myself. I lost that it was just a game. I was actively fighting for a person's life. And I felt ups and downs, and that's what a good story is. Albeit very slow with me reading, I really enjoyed what I was somewhat playing or reading. Now, for a dyslexic to say, yes, I really liked what I just read, that's I'll say it. That's a good feat. I think if Orwell continues to be as good as it was in those about 2.5 hours, I'm going to place it somewhere on the best games of the year list. And already this year, that's stacking up to be quite a list of games that you should probably pick up. But shall we talk about the mechanics of the game, which may spoil things, so if you don't want to go into the game with spoilers, you might want to bail out now and go, okay, right, I'm out. However, if you want to continue at your own peril. The game focuses around you reading basically everything. You have to read a lot of documentation about a single person in the first case. Later on, you'll be reading through other people's cases and you'll be trying to piece together things. Basically, the system is broken on the first day. The system known as Orwell, of which is made to be 1, invasive, 2, predatory against people who can be profiled as doing a crime that they may not have committed. And that's where the game really caught my interest in those about 2 hours. I was actively fighting for someone's life. I was actively looking to help someone who was more or less being screwed over by a system that doesn't work. My manager in the game was telling me, you need to be invasive, you need to be predatory, you need to prove that this person did this, while I was doing almost a good lawyer kind of thing here and looking at every single piece of evidence and saying, no, this person doesn't live at 203 Woodbury Lane. They live at what they say on their profile, their art profile on Pinterest, as Wonderland just behind the rainbow. The game does have a bit of a aspect of you can mess with the system if you want. You can mess with the system and say all the wrong information, or you can give all the factual information and say, yes, this is here, this person lives here, their date of birth is this, their picture is this is who they're with, this is their parents, their family members, everyone. You have a lot of information thrown at you. Literally thrown at you. You have their private messages between friends, their conversations with loved ones, where they work, where they used to work. You have to go through a lot of information, and it's finding out all that information that gives you a story-rich history of a person that you may like or dislike. But the point is, do you want to be like the system and be predatory, or do you want to be a good person and help others who may have done something wrong and that's why they're being preyed upon? Or do you want to, help them along, but in a somewhat sneaky way of going, no, they live in Wonderland just behind the rainbow? As I did. I literally did that. And I had my manager go, bad Winston. Yes, I did call my character Winston. Everything about Orwell just seems right. The constant figuring out information and piecing it together, slowly piecing together this person's life, is just done right. I like it. I can't help but want to play more, and I'll play more on Monday, but as of today, I think I have a good game for the Games of the Year list, or at least the games that I played this year list. And yeah, I sincerely hope you pick it up, whether it's the free, humble thing that's currently available, or you support the developer later on by actually buying the game. And if you get the free copy of the first game, you can buy the second game. Yeah, win-win. There's one problem I will give, though. There's just this tiny little detail that I find annoying. And that is the information. I said it in the stream that'll be up on Tuesday or something, that when you're scouring through the mountain of information in the game, most people would use the mouse to track where they are when reading, right? I would anyway. When reading, I tend to just hover the mouse over or under the word that I'm reading so I know where I am. Maybe it's dyslexia, maybe it's because I'm worth it, but I feel like maybe the bits of information should be detected by that, because the game automatically highlights any information that could be used in the profile or against the person in their profile, and scrolling just instantly pulls my eye straight to that piece of information. Whereas when I'm reading through the information and saying, okay, this is good, this is bad, okay, this builds up the character, this adds more to the detail, that feels more natural to have the mouse detect, okay, I'm here, this is where the information is, we'll highlight it once we've hovered over it. Now, sure, that could lead to a bit more complications on the back end of the game, and it is a little tricky to detect where the mouse is, probably. I don't know. I wouldn't know what the back end of the game looks like. But that seems like a better idea than scrolling through a thing, randomly clicking and going, yeah, that'll do, I'll add that to the profile. You could do that if you want to role play as one of the monsters that would be a part of the 1984 world of, yes, I am a worker drone at the office doing things, blah, 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 beep, boop, beep, boop. But I don't know how that exactly would be implemented, but I think that would improve the experience. Instead of the instant, here's the answer, it would work a bit better. But all round, Orwell is fantastic. The storytelling is done just right. The art style, albeit a little annoying in some way, it's an odd little art style. For all that the game is, it's a pretty damn good game. There's nothing bogging the game down apart from, my reading, which isn't perfect, but I stumbled through it. And I just think you should pick it up. See what the game's like. It's currently free, so there's no losing there for you. There may be 1 or 2 lost sales for the developer, but if you enjoy the game, you can go buy the second game and support them. So, Orwell. A good... If I were to give one of those stupid scores that mean nothing in the grand scheme of it, it's probably a good 7 out of 10. It's somewhere up there. It's a really good game. Anyway, I'm going to go play more, if not something else. But until next time, see you next time. Ta-ra. Now, let's find out what the suggested games are next to Orwell, because I want to find more like that.